Hello and welcome to Battle 3 of Shining Force 2, the Goliath hack. Now, the third battle in the game I've always found to be one of the most boring, annoying, idiotic battles in the entire game, because in the original it is virtually nothing different than a rehash of the second battle. You replace one Ooze with a huge bat, they're all level 0, nothing very special. And so in this hack I really tried to add some variety. One thing important to note is the stats of the huge bat. 15 HP, 16 attack, 8 defense. Considerably more than the fire rat stats or the ooze stats. And that 16 attack makes him very fearsome when you look at the stats of our characters. 6 defense of Bowie and Sarah, only 8 on Chester. Really only Jaha has enough defense to really stand up effectively against the huge bat. The second thing I'm going to talk about is this kind of general layout at the beginning. We have these two huge rats and the ooze and the huge bat, kind of all in the general vicinity. And the challenge is that they really tend to converge all at the same time, particularly if you go after this early ooze. In this playthrough, I really tried to pull it all the way down as far as I could, and was successful in that, which will really buy me some time with the rest of the attack. But you really go ooze, bats, or rats, and then you kind of try to take on that huge bat. But if you're slow, they really can hit you all at the same time and produce kind of this challenge at the beginning. Now, I'm going to talk about this short rod just a little bit later, but two things to note just right off the bat. It does 6 damage, it has area of effect, and it won't break. It has unlimited uses, making it an incredibly powerful weapon. But I don't want to get bogged down with that. I want to jump ahead and continue talking about this beginning, these huge rats, or the fire rats and the huge bat. If you notice, I put Jaha a little bit too out in front, right here. And when I actually played through this is a re-recording, because I totally, yeah, the commentary was terrible on the actual playthrough, so I'm just re-recording the commentary, and hopefully it will be a little bit better. But I totally freaked out. When I put Jaha there, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, he can get double hit by the fire rats. I mean, he's clearly strong enough to survive normal attacks. But 2 of the spells are going to take him out. And that's happened before. I've definitely seen, you know, double ups on that. And so then I get Sarah's turn. I'm like, okay, do I put Sarah on top? No, she's going to die from 2 regular attacks. So fortunately, Chester got his turn, jumped ahead, and really kind of saved any risk for Jaha for me. Obviously, Bowie was strong enough to survive 1 attack, but he too was suddenly in danger with the double. If you notice here, the rat would have been able to reach him. Jaha not got a turn. Of course, I don't generally plan my positioning based upon the chances of double attacks, just because you can't really do that. Too many characters will die in 1 hit with double attacks, so you just have to kind of live with that. Why in the world would I put Bowie up higher when there are 2 huge fire rats sitting right next to him, when he's so low on health, and I'm still not healing, I'm still not even using the herbs I have? The reasoning here is because the huge bat is lower, is down on the bottom and hasn't moved yet. It got that close to double turn in the row, 2 turns in a row, but that doesn't necessarily say that it wouldn't have gotten another turn and would not have been able to hit Bowie there. So out of fear, just threw Bowie up top and said, you know, the rats have already moved, I'll be okay. Jaha wasn't supposed to get the kill there. It does end up being okay because it kills off that rat early, and I have a little bit more time to prepare for the bat. But I really honestly was well prepared for that and didn't need to worry. And instead, I just gave Jaha some extra experience and restricted my ability to use him later on in the battle. The way I look at it is he has X number of attacks and X number of kills he can get, and so I try to save it up until I get into a bind. One might argue that was a good bind, but yeah, you can see how incredibly powerful Jaha is there, especially with his level up against the 16 attack. of the huge bat. So that's kind of the initial setup. It's designed to be challenging or risky or fearful. You might lose a character, you might have to pay the 20, 30 gold, maybe 40 to heal them up, which just subtracts from your overall medical herb usage early on. But it's not that dangerous. We're gonna get Chester to fall asleep. It was hilarious. I really wanted Bowie to get a kill on this. I said, well, Chester's probably going to get it. Oh wait, no, I really wanted Chester to get a kill, I think. I don't really remember. It doesn't really matter. It's fun with that sleeping ability. Another reason to make sure you get that huge bat by himself is because you can cause your characters to fall asleep, which means then you're just short on characters. If you had 2 rats and the bat attacking you, you'd just be really short, especially too if Sarah gets hit and she has all your healing. But yeah, so the beginning isn't really designed to ever kill you. It shouldn't. I would be really surprised if this battle is set up in such a way that your entire force could be destroyed and conquered by the enemies, unless of course they just hit Bowie a bunch. But any battle can kill you if you let Bowie run out ahead and get surrounded and killed, especially early on when he's actually fairly weak. There he goes, gets his level, and then we have Chester finish him off, hopefully. Yay, Chester has awakened. Here it is. So, well, Bowie's gonna get the kill anyway, unless of course he falls asleep, in which case I guess I will wait for Chester to get the kill. How fandangled is that? Next thing to talk about are the enemies. Now, I already spoke about this huge bat before, but what I really want to talk about are the enemy levels. In the original, the huge rat, huge bat, Ooze, and Gizmo are all set to level 0, which is the minimum level for enemies. Level 0 means that you can basically gain experience all the way up through level 7 against them, assuming you can start one-hit killing them. I didn't like that. I was okay with the Gizmo versus the Ooze, because really it was just too early. I honestly wonder if the game designers didn't even have the Gizmo battle to start off the game. You just started running off, and you faced the Oozes first. So you ran to the tower, saw it was open, oh my gosh, there's a guy there, and then you run back, and you meet Jaha, and, whatever, take out the Oozes. Because everything's level 0. But regardless of exactly what they're thinking... Oh, and then they made this little hack so that you gained half experience on a kill, or a maximum number of experience on a kill against the Gizmos. They'll only give you, I think it's 24 or 25 or something like that, at a maximum when you kill them. And, there we go. Finally get rid of that huge bat. Can you imagine trying to go through all of that mess with all the stuns and the sleeps, and the blocks, when there's 2 rats also attacking you? That would be a pain. But the thing is, so an Ooze is obviously completely stronger than a Gizmo, but they kind of tried to adjust that. A huge rat in the original, / my fire rat, is clearly better than an Ooze, and a huge bat in the original is clearly better than a rat. And so it's like this tier is like, I know these units are stronger than the comparative units, and yet I get the same amount of experience. And I've always hated that. And if you go farther in the game, for instance, one of the things I hate most is that the witch is a higher level than the vampire bat, or the same, something like that. And I just can't believe that. I mean, the vampire bat is so incredibly difficult to kill, so incredibly strong, and then you have the huge rat is just kind of hanging around going like, or the witch hanging around being like, yeah, I'm actually pretty useless. So I wanted to correct that. That was my goal. Yeah, they're the same level, both level 7, even though the stats are nowhere similar. So what I did in this is I made the rat and the bat level 1, and kept the Ooze and the Gizmos at level 0, but this still caused a little bit of a problem, because of course the bat, as I said, I mean, has these absurd stats. And so what I looked at instead was saying longevity. So let's say I'm fighting these two monsters, you know, not this battle, but next battle, for instance. How difficult would they be to kill? And the answer is, or how not difficult would they be to kill, how challenging are they? And the answer is they would be much more similar at that point. The Fire Rat would have a spell, which would make him fearsome on the attack side, and the huge bat would have large amounts of HP, which would make the rat just proportionally more... this is really annoying, rat. The bat proportionately more difficult to kill. Just because when you go up levels, defense matters less and less as your attack exceeds them. So you might be able to one-hit kill a rat, but probably wouldn't be able to one-hit kill a bat. And that's kind of how I tried to equalize it. And you can see here too that it works really well with Jaha in the mix, because Jaha is like invincible against the bat, but hurts against the rats, versus all the other characters which don't really mind the rats too much, but are scared of the bat. This is the last time you'll see the rats, but I wanted that versatility. And of course there's still Egress in the game, so you can always run away if things get difficult. Now the last thing I wanted to talk about is Sarah's short rod. And I'm not sure if I'm actually going to get time to talk about this fully, but I attempt to do it in future commentaries, but never really addressed it properly. And the thing is, it's a spell that has, you know, blast radius, you can use unlimited amounts of time, and does 6 damage, which makes her huge. And the reason I added that was because she's really weak offensively early on, and she doesn't have much MP, so trying to keep her even in levels is very difficult, and requires crazy hoopla like I'm doing here, where I give her all the medical herbs, she's using them all every battle. I'm always healing somebody, but if I was shorter on MP or shorter on medical herbs, I could obviously not do it quite as much, and preserve my my ability to heal. And so really it is a tactic done to give her an offensive mechanism. And with that, see you guys next time.